Hi everybody, it's Honest John, and here is another very interesting person that I have recently met. Want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am Phil Owen. I write about video games. I live in this room behind me. The window I'm sitting on belongs to me. And I'm a negative person.
So, a matter of fact, when I came out here, you were having a discussion with an editor of Playboy magazine, right?
Yeah, well, one of the sub editors. But yeah, I don't know the big boss. But yeah, I work with a guy over there who publishes video game articles for me. So I'm working on some stuff right now.
Yeah, so you write articles about video games.
Yep.
Do you kind of do reviews? Is that the deal, or do you talk about?
Not reviews in the normal way. I don't write scores. You know, there's no score at the end of my articles. But yeah, it's critical analysis. It's the same kind of idea, but less formal, I guess. It's just like, what do I want to talk about? I just talk about what I want to talk about. So it's not the whole full look at a game like you would expect from a normal review, where we could run down every feature and say if it works. Mine's more focused.
And so I imagine you, since you write about video games, you spend a considerable amount of time playing them.
I do, unfortunately.
And do you? I know some people play games and then it's online and you know it's on YouTube and stuff like that. Do you ever do that kind of thing?
I don't do Let's Play videos. I don't really do videos at all much, although that's something we might be doing with Playboy in the near future. But for now, it's mostly text. I write articles, I wrote a book, and that's where I'm best, because if you look at me right now, it's best if you just see my words rather than see me.
So in addition to Playboy, what are some of the other places where your articles have turned up?
My biggest contract lately, aside from Playboy, has been with Kotaku, which is one of the Gawker. It's a nerd blog at Gawker, in the Gawker network. And I've been working with them for 3 years or so. I've worked with. Those are the only places right now that I publish at. And Playboy. And I'm going to be working with Daily Dot soon. In the past, it's all been gaming sites, so like VG247, which is Europe-based. I worked for them because they didn't have anybody out here in LA, so I would cover things from them here. And a site called Gamefront, which is now defunct. It still exists, but there's nothing new on it, and there hasn't been for about 8 months. And that's how I actually started with this. I started working for them 5.5 years ago, and but yeah, in general, I'm freelance, so I pop up all over the place.
You've had articles appear in The Guardian also, right?
Not yet. This is the Guardian, the thing I was talking about. That was a perspective thing. I was talking to them recently about just branching out, but we haven't published with them yet.
So that might happen in the future.
Yeah, it might. It depends on how much money other people offer me, because their rates are for online is not quite what I'm looking for. So.
Okay.
No disrespect to the Guardian, but you know.
Okay. And now you recently were involved in some controversy. You want to enlighten us about that?
So, as I said, I wrote a book about video games called "What the Fuck is Wrong with Video Games?" And the idea was to sort of dig deep into the artistic problems that gaming has. Because video games are protected speech according to the First Amendment now, after a Supreme Court ruling a few years ago. So and this has always been a point of contention with gamers. They're like, is gaming art? Is video games art? Are they art? Blah blah blah. And
you have to excuse us. We're outside, and there are garbage trucks going by.
And so I wrote a book that was just examining how they're bad at being art. They're still art. They're just shitty art. And, you know, not just the ways that they're bad at it, but also why. Tell you about what sort of forces keep them the way they are, keep them from like advancing in a meaningful way. And we ran an excerpt from the first chapter on the website Polygon, which is a big gaming site. And these clowns in Gamergate just lost it over this. They were really mad. They were yelling at me for about a week. People were writing articles about me, making YouTube videos about how I'm a bad person. They made up a conspiracy about non-disclosed advertising, which is not what that was. It's a book excerpt. But yeah, it was really funny, and I spent a week heckling them. There are a bunch of, like I said, it's just a clown show. Gamergate is a clown show, and it's really funny. They're racist and misogynistic, and they are preservers of the status quo. That's their goal. They're basically the Tea Party of video games, so they're easy to pick on.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what do you have coming up in the future? What kind of stuff are you planning on doing?
Right now, I have a piece. I'm just working on regular just video game journalism stuff right now. So like, I've got a piece on The Witcher 3 coming up, I guess today or tomorrow. It's publishing. I already wrote it and sent it in. And that'll be on Playboy. And right now, I am working on a piece about this online game called Star Wars: The Old Republic. And it's because they're releasing a new expansion next week. And so that's I have a lot to say about it, because that game, I've been playing that game for a long time, and it was always shitty, and it's a little less shitty now. And that's
okay.
There's a million other things.
If somebody wants to follow you online, like, what are your social media outlets?
On Twitter, I'm on Twitter. That's where I spend most of my time. My name is Phil R. Owen. So you got the letter. My name is Phil Owen, and you got the letter R in the middle, because that's my middle initial.
So it'd be at Phil R. Owens.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah.